Hey y'all, and welcome back to episode 2. And we're going to pick up in the marble zone where we left off last time. So one thing I failed to mention, or I didn't really clarify last time, I referred to it as the video went on as this, but I never really gave a full description. Sonic Rebirth. It's a fan game. It's not a hack. You don't need an emulator or any crazy thing like that. As close to the original as it looks, as we're playing Marble Zone with a completely different background and sprite work here. But I mean, as close to the original Sonic game as it looks. It is a fan game, and I find that pretty impressive. One thing worth mentioning, the annual stage has just been released to the interwebs this year, the 2012 Sonic Amateur Games Expo. And it's a collaboration of a lot of fan game artists. They come together and they show on display in quote-unquote booths, when really it's just a picture of the title screen of the fan game. You click on it and you get linked to a web page with a full description, some screenshots, and a link to download the demo. But typically they're not finished, unreleased Sonic fan games that are really good, considered really good by the community anyway. One of them I do believe is finished. It's called Sonic Before the Sequel. And the last thing that they had to do was add some music. In fact, I believe it's the exact same release as last year's Sonic Before the Sequel, but this time instead of a bunch of Kirby music, you get some, from what I've been able to tell, original, maybe? I could be completely wrong, correct me if I'm wrong there, but original or remixed Sonic music. In any case, it's very fitting, much more fitting than the Kirby music that was in it before. And maybe I'm a little biased. It's not that I don't like Kirby games, in fact I love them. I like the music in the Kirby games as well. Maybe if I've never played a Kirby game before, and I'm playing Sonic Before the Sequel for the first time as well, maybe I wouldn't notice, but... Oh yeah, okay. First special stage ring in this Let's Play. Awesome. In any case, this release of Sonic Before the Sequel is a lot more enjoyable because of the music. It really did make a difference in my opinion. And it does look like we have the special stages from the Game Gear Mega Drive version. I've never had too much of an issue with them. In fact, I like them. I do think they're easy, but a lot of people have an issue with them because if you make one wrong move, you could be sent flying like a pinball just like that, except for much longer, and it's pretty hard to stop Sonic's momentum once he starts bouncing around everywhere. Still, I tend to prefer the 3D special stages when they're done right. I mean, here you have a time limit and you're encouraged to get as many rings as possible, as fast as possible, but it's not the same kind of tension that the 3D special stages offer. And when I say correct form of special stages, I think the best comparison is a lot of people are tired of the Sonic 2 special stages. In fact, there are some people that don't like them, but you know, the pseudo half pipe was pretty cool to me, and I think it's still pretty cool today. I think it's aged pretty fine. There's that typo again, rearing its ugly head. But a bad example would be the Sonic 3D Blast for Genesis, if anyone's played that. You're on a bridge and a sprite of Sonic facing away from the camera is just running and jumping, and I don't know, I thought it was a pretty poor special stage, even for its time, and I still think so today. But that also might be because I played the Saturn version of Sonic 3D Blast first, and it was... Sorry, he's pauses again. It's kind of hard to talk and play at the same time, but anyway, the Saturn version of Sonic 3D Blast, its special stages were in true 3D, and if I remember right, you did get a half pipe, the same as in... well, crap. Same as in Sonic 2. But, I don't know, it was new, different, and interesting. I kind of liked what Knuckles Chaotix did. They brought in the 3D half-pipe special stages again, except it's more like a full half-pipe. Wow, yeah, my grammar is terrible. My word use is just terrible today, but... Anyway, you can scale up, around, and all over the full rotating octagonal special stage. I don't know, man. This is terrible. I should just re-record all of this. I do want to try to get 50 rings at the end of this act as well. And the Marble Zone, I mean, it's pretty difficult to do that here. If you ever see me try to scale the right side of the level for no reason, I just got finished watching a Let's Play of the original Sonic 1, and someone just took this massive shortcut I never knew about. And the funny thing is, I consider the Marble Zone to be one of my favorite levels. And yeah, I just think it's fun I never knew this really big shortcut. It was either in Act 2 or Act 3 for sure, because I remember both of these acts are pretty long, and someone just bypassed like half the level, and I was like, what? I never knew about that. I know you can go through the walls at different points, but I mainly just thought those are for some ring boxes or some shields. Maybe even an invincibility box, I don't quite remember, but in any case, a shortcut would really help for this level because it's just a striking contrast comparison between this and the Green Hill Zone. You got a bunch of rolling hills that encourage momentum, encourage you to keep going faster. You got the burrowing holes that increase your speed. And then you get the Marble Zone, just infested with lava, a lot of things to slow you down, spike traps that keep you on your toes. And funnily enough, I don't know, I kind of enjoy it. Maybe it's one of those things I can't quite put my finger on why I like the Marble Zone a lot, but it ranks up there. Some of my other favorite levels, let me think for a second. The Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2 is definitely one of my favorites. The music is really catchy. I tend to not like the classic video game music too much. I mean, it's fun to listen to every now and then, but it's not going to be one of the things on my burnt CDs. Yep, sorry, I'm still living in the early 2000s. I don't have an iPod yet, but... And I did get 50 rings, sweet. Alright, we're going to see how difficult this one is. I say these are easy, but they can get pretty difficult. I don't know, with the Metropolis Zone, I guess it catches me so much because, you know, for the most part, Sonic's running through these natural environments, quote-unquote. You got a lot of machinery thrown in there, kind of like the spiked chandeliers in the Marble Zone and all that. But, you know, in the Metropolis Zone, it feels like you're just running into this huge warehouse that's functioning by itself, that's meant for a completely different purpose, and all of a sudden this little blue hedgehog's coming in to cause a ruckus. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of neat. Obviously, you know, okay, my name Ice Hedge. Obviously, my favorite zone is Lava Reef Zone. No, that is a good level though. But the Ice Cap Zone has always been one of my favorites. Not so much the Sonic Adventure version. It just felt a little too short. I felt like a lot of different parts of the levels were kind of chopped up. But the Sonic 3 Knuckles Ice Cap Zone was pretty fun. Okay. I really doubt I'll get 50 rings at the end of this one, but, you know, hey, who needs them? It's going to be a boss anyway. Referring back to what I was talking about with Sage, I meant to mention the sequel to Sonic before the sequel, which technically would be Sonic 2, but I'm referring to Sonic after the sequel. So I have to say, Sonic after the sequel, well, Sonic before the sequel was pretty fun. I thought there was a few too many moments when you're just running through these very long, solely convex or solely concave portions of the levels without much going on. I mean, I think those moments are cool and everything, but they have their place. I don't know, I sound like a complete hypocritical Sonic fan. I love the Marble Zone, yet I hate very long moments of speed. No, but... Oh, crap. Okay, good. I really thought I was going to die there. Sonic after the sequel, though, it's a demo, it's not the full release, but the levels that are there... This might be that shortcut. No. Maybe it is in the original game? I don't know. I think I would have known about this area, though. I don't know what was there in the original game. I don't think it was 5 ring boxes. I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, Sonic after the sequel, all the levels are really well done. And the cutscenes, they make sense. It's not just, you know, one of the characters coming to a boss and they're like, oh no, I have to fight him, and then they fight. Each cutscene, from what I've been able to tell in Sonic after the sequel, it makes sense, and it really makes me wish it was an official Sonic Team game. It's pretty good. The gameplay, it's a lot more solid, it's a lot more tight. There's not as many moments when you're just running and there's nothing going on. And it's really charming too. I think the creators really capture the personalities of the classic Sonic and Tails really well in it. But this isn't a video about all the other fan games, it's a video about this. So I'm not going to stick on, I'll try not to stick on one topic for too long. I might actually get 100 rings. Oh yeah, booyah. I don't know. Seems like whenever I do play Marble Zone, I'll talk real highly of the level design and everything, and then I'll just get completely owned, but knock on wood. If there's any wood around, nope. I don't see any wood anywhere. There's a lot of stones and purple bricks. But usually I get knocked up pretty hard in this level. I'm surprised I've done this well so far. So the one knock I have on the Marble Zone is definitely its music. I don't know, like I said before, it's just a stark contrast going between the Green Hill Zone and then this. You got a very lively, upbeat, pretty catchy tune that is the Green Hill Zone, and then you get the Marble Zone that's, I don't know how to describe it. It definitely fits the setting. You know, it's very cavernous. There's some very distant wall art in the background, which Sonic Rebirth, they reduced some of the wall art. I guess all the wall art, really. It's different, but I don't know if it was needed. Oh, man! Okay. That was really stupid on me. I thought maybe that was going to be one of those bridges that collapsed over time, not one of the ones that broke instantly. Oh well. But I'm not sure what the wall art had to do with music. I don't know why I brought that up. I guess I was trying to describe the atmosphere. The music fits the atmosphere for what it is, but I've just always kind of wanted the Marble Zone music to be something more, something maybe not spooky, but something that's got a good beat and then something unexpected happens within it, because that's largely what the Marble Zone reminds me of. It's a little dungeon crawl, and I'm gonna fall into the lava. Yep. Ah. You know, it's a little dungeon crawl. You know, you're just when you think you're having a moment to run and catch some speed, a spiked chandelier comes down, or some other trap catches you off guard, or you're gonna have to slow down to hop on the moving block to get across the lava. Which none of those are bad points. Again, that's why I think the level's so great, is because it makes you think. You know, it really takes in the platforming element and takes it to the extreme. There's really no speed that can be had in this level, unless you're a speedrunner and know some shortcuts and just completely own the level, which I so did not do. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you everyone for watching, and there's a reason I'm cutting off the video here. This may be too obscure of a reference, but I'm going to give a hint at the next level to come. And unless you've played Sonic Rebirth before, you may be surprised, because the next level may or may not be the Spring Yard Zone. Take care, guys. Whoa, 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 not so fast. Don't go looking up the lyrics on Google just yet. Here's one last hint. Hum the song to yourself.